Hello, welcome back. My name is Elmo and today I'm going to go through some of my digital reading library and reading trackers. I'm going to be looking at Notion and StoryGraph to give you guys an idea of how I track my reading progress, things I am reading or want to read. Here we are. This is my Notion reading page. As you can see, it's got a lovely little blurry header right there. I've got my little cat peeking out of its newspaper. And all of these databases, I found a tutorial of how to make these, so I'm gonna try and find that and link that below if you want to find out how to make these databases yourself. Essentially, this will show all the titles in my bookshelf. Of course, this is not all of them. These are just the ones I have added that I have either started or am going to start soon. On my TBR, of course, are the ones that are going to be read, and in the reading page are the ones I'm currently reading. Now I have made a start on pretty much all of these books bar these bottom 4. You can add your little views to see them all, so that's very fun. I've got my links down the side here, obviously my link to StoryGraph. I also have my TBR link right here. This page kind of lists the titles on my shelf. This page is supposedly has all of them on it, and when I say it's bad, I do mean it. These are ones that I have seen or I've heard of since my book ban, so I've made a note of them for when I am no longer on a book ban. And these are all things that I was gifted over Christmas. There's quite a few things on here. There are some that are not on this list that I do have. This is just so I can keep track, so I don't buy 2 copies of Animal Farm again. We have this right here, it's all very pretty. I have a whole tagging system as well. Got my little author bit right here. Day I started, day I finished, genres, any content heed. I like to just be aware of that, especially if I plan to make a video on it. I have a shelf sort of, I have the cover here, a rating when I finish it. I planned to review every book I read. I haven't done that yet, but in future it'll be fine, it'll be fine. This is where I would normally put notes. Further down, we've got my currently reading. So these are, you know, ones that I have begun. The latest read, so this gives it from oldest to most recent. Read to review. Again, I had planned to review a lot of the books that I've read. Haven't done that yet. And then I've got a nice another little reading kitty down at the bottom. So I only really update these pages when I start a book and when I finish a book. When I'm reading, kind of generally, when I'm keeping track of each time I read a certain set of pages or listen to a certain amount of time, I update it on StoryGraph. So we've got my currently reading right here. Yes, I'm currently reading 11 books. It's the ADHD way, it's just how it happens. I'm making decent progress with Cersei. I'm very proud of myself for that. These are all the kind of ones I'm currently reading. Of course, I do also have recently read. If you use StoryGraph, you will be familiar with all of this. It shows you which ones I've given 5 stars to. You can carry over tags from Goodreads. You can also add your own. You can set challenges just like you can on Goodreads. And you can also see your statistics, which is my favourite part. If we just go owned books, out of all the books I own, it says 109. I have gotten rid of some. My little pie charts, medium pace is the way to go. I think generally my page count is around 300. Fiction bias, I gotta say, as someone who loves dystopia, there kind of has to be a fiction bias. And then it kind of gives you a breakdown by genre. And what I love about this is you can actually press on them and see what they say. So you can see what titles are actually part of it. And this isn't sponsored, I'm just generally so amazed at how fun this is. Most featured authors, of course, #1 spot, my king, Ray Bradbury. Terry Pratchett coming in second. Here's the other thing I like about StoryGraph. It's saying I have the Spanish copy of this. I do not. But we can go into editions, find the one I do have, which is this one, switch to this edition, and now it has this edition saved. Yeah, that's not great, is it? It's not ideal. These are the things that I'm all about now. I love all this nerdy crap. That's how it's done. Thanks for watching. This was showing you how I track my reading progress. Maybe it gives you some ideas on how you could set your own things up or things to avoid. I watched a video recently, an answers in progress video, where they just have bookmarks and they just use the bookmarks to track, which I think is a really interesting idea. Definitely something I might try out in future. But for now, StoryGraph is working really well. Notion is working as well for what I need to use it for, which is just very periodically and sporadically updating things. That's the video. That's it. We're done. I'll see ya when I see ya. See ya. re-recording it because my webcam is really shit quality.